This conference will now be recorded.
Let me share my screen. As usual, we'll wait for a couple more minutes for Srini to join. Then we'll start our session.
Sure.
Just want to know one thing. Last 5 minutes, I covered a topic. Did you get chance to check that recording, or I'll quickly do it again? That overriding concept yesterday I was discussing with Srini after you dropped off. Did you get chance to see the video? Okay. Am I audible, Ranjit?
Hello.
Or again we are
UV US wires keep breaking in between.
okay? Is it audible now? Again, can you hear me? Ranjit, am I audible to you? Ranjit?
Yes, right now you're audible.
Okay, good. So I was asking you yesterday when I was discussing the override, you were not available. Okay. So did you get chance to see my yesterday's recording, or you are ready to see?
I'm 8 to C actually, so today was the
Oh,
release in my office, so yeah, I could not
no
get
issues.
a
No
time.
issues. Okay. No issues. So today it will be the continuation of that overriding concept only. I'll quickly explain because last 5-10 minutes only you were not
Uh,
available.
you,
Okay,
I'm still not. You're not as audible. You were breaking.
1 minute. Is it okay now, Ranjit? Can you hear me now? Right.
Hello.
Ranjit, am I audible now? I logged into one
No,
device
UV.
to sort out
No,
the
UV. You're not
video.
audible.
Seriously, actually, I logged into two devices, and whatever I'm talking in one device, I'm able to hear the other device. Ranjit?
Hello.
Yes, yes. Ranjit, I think some problem in your side now because I logged into two devices to sort out this audio issue. Whatever I'm talking in my phone, I'm able to hear it in my laptop. For me, it's working fine. See whether Srini is joining so that he can confirm.
Hello. I
Yes.
completely lost you, UV.
No, Ranjit, I feel some problem in here. And Srini, am I audible to you? Srini, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Hi, you. I can hear your voice. Yeah.
Thank you. Ranjit, it seems some problem in your
Srini,
end.
can you hear UV?
Yeah, her voice is little actually weak. Actually, yeah, it's not like yeah. Hello.
Am I not audible?
Yeah, Srini, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear your voice, Yuvi. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine then.
UV is not audible.
Okay. I'm, uh, I really don't know whether some problem my side or the other end. Ranjit, I'm able to hear my voice in my laptop. Like I'm using two devices to sort out this audio issue. I don't know what is the problem. So whatever I'm talking in my phone, I'm able to hear in my laptop. Srini, are you able to hear my voice?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Srini. Ranjit, then you have to sort out. And is it audible properly, Srini, or it's like a very weak or
Yeah.
uh,
Now it is good. Yeah.
Yeah, now it is
okay,
bit better,
okay.
but still
Thank
not
you.
100% audible. I mean, it's keep breaking in between.
Seriously. Okay. So yesterday I was discussing about this concept only, override concept. So for manager class, I was creating the concept like overriding. In manager class also, I created one get salary, and this get salary needs some data from the employee class get salary. So I was calling this using the super keyword. Since both the methods, the get salary in the manager class, the get salary in the employee class, both are same. Okay, so I can use the same name for a method after doing this inheritance only by introducing a concept called override. So if I have a method called get salary in my base class, if I want to use the same class name in my derived class, the good way is to use the override concept. So I was using this override annotation. So at override, it's to represent my program that I'm overwriting this, and I was creating one method, and I was able to achieve the problem statement, that is for employee I have to give a hike, but for the manager I have to give a bonus. So this concept I was able to demonstrate yesterday. So here for a manager, initially it was 40,000 is salary, existing salary is 40,000, and we are setting 20,000, and finally we are able to get 60,000 as the net salary. So this is the expectation, and we are able to do. And we can see that here also we were calling some get salary, and here also we are calling some get salary. Two times I am calling. Here using the employee object I am calling, here using the manager object I am calling. Whenever I am calling with the employee object, it will go to the get salary in the employee class. Whenever I call this get salary using the manager object, that is M1, it will go to the get salary method which I have written in the manager class. So dynamically it is binding. It is doing the activity dynamically. I'm not telling that m1.getSalary means this M1 will have access to both the employee class get salary and the manager class get salary, because we have introduced a parent child relationship, right? So still I have that access. It is using the intelligence, and it is using the dynamic binding concept, and it is accessing only the manager class get salary. Okay, so this is the
Yeah.
concept called.
Yeah, Yuvi, just one small question. In that override method, anyway, we get access to get salary, right? So why are we again invoking the super dot?
Okay, I understand. See, this is get salary method in manager. So there are two things we have done. For manager, I have a base salary. Like last year, the 2022, something was set for me. Okay, and on top of the existing salary, I have to add the bonus to get the new salary. So I need the existing salary from the employee database. So manager is a employee. So I don't need to keep the salary in the manager. So what I have done, I didn't create any variable in the manager class. I kept all these variables where in the employee class only. So I have to call the base class get salary. That is from employee class, I have to call the get salary, and then I have to add the bonus on top of it. So to call the base class, I cannot call directly, because here also the name is same, here also the name is same. If I give the same name, it will confuse. So to indicate the program that I need the get salary method from the employee class. So employee class is my super class, right? So I'm using super.getSalary. Is it clear?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So this concept is called polymorphism. Um, Overriding is one of the polymorphism concept. There are two things. Last week itself I was explaining about the overloading. So overloading I was explaining with the example of uh, normal print statements. A method is there, right? System.out.println. So that method, if you open the file, there are different method definitions available. That is, sometimes it will take the argument as integer, sometime it will take the string argument, sometime it will take the double argument. But whatever argument I'm giving, based upon the input I'm giving, it will go to the corresponding method in the predefined class. So I'll go to my editor, then I'll come back to this slide presentation. So in my editor, I'll go to this println, and this method is there, right? This is a good example for the overloading concept. So here you can see one println in line number 100, that is 1003. The line number 1003, I have a println here. The argument, it has only one argument, and it is expecting the input as double. Okay. If I scroll down further, there will be one more println method. Method name is same. In the line number 1021, I have another method. The name is same, println, but the input is character. Similarly, if I scroll down, I have n number of method in the printstream class, printstream.java. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the same method name, but the argument is different. It can be a string, it can be an integer, it can be a double. The argument is different. Based upon the input, the functionality, the business logic inside this method is going to be different. But if you see the method name, public void println, the same method name is repeated in different places in the class, which is the class here, printstream.java. And the same class, I'm repeating this name multiple times, but there is some change in the argument. This concept is called overloading. Okay, so there are two things in the polymorphism. Poly means many, morphism means form. So there are many forms for a method we are doing here. So one thing is overloading. There are two polymorphisms we used to say. Another one is overriding. So here in overloading, I have explaining with the example of println, right? So same name was there. So I have shown 3-4 methods. For all 3-4 methods, the name of the method is same, and it is used in the same class itself. So printstream.java is a file name. Inside that there is printstream class is there. In the single class, there are multiple occurrence of the method with the same name. And the only difference between that println is different arguments. Different in the arguments mean it can be the type, the data type of the argument. So I was showing one with string, another with a double, another with character. So there will be some changes in the argument, that is type of the argument or the number of arguments. It can be like single, only one input can be there, it can be two inputs can be there, but the name is not going to change, the name is same. If you come across any such method, then we will be saying that method is overloaded, method overloading. Okay, but you can be surprised that I didn't change my print statement. I kept on saying that print.out.println. That's it. I didn't give any change, but based upon the input I'm giving, it itself is deciding that which method it should go and execute. In printstream.java, there are so many methods I was showing, right? So it is going and picking the correct method by itself using its intelligence. So the overloaded methods, it is chosen based upon the input I am passing. If I am passing single input, it will go to that method. If I am passing multiple inputs, it will go to that method. If I pass a string, it will go to that method. If you pass a character, it will go to that method. So that is called overloading. On the other hand, the one which we discussed yesterday, which is called overriding, where same name is there. For the method, the names are same. Get salary is the method name, both in the employee class and in the manager class. The name is same, but it is used in two different classes. One is in the employee class, another one is in the manager class. On the other hand, in overloading, all the methods are available in the same class itself. It is not a different class. In overriding, you have to use it in the different class. And main thing is same arguments. So if you look at that method which I have created, get salary, the arguments, the number of arguments are also same, and we have to introduce a Isha relationship, which is nothing but I said like different classes. So if I am using this in two different class means there should be a parent child relationship. Then only I can do the overriding. If there is no relationship at all, yes, you can very well keep the name between the same name among these two classes. It is not a overriding concept. We have to be very clear. So you are using get salary method between an employee and manager class, and if there is no inheritance concept means that you cannot say it is as override, because that is different and this is different. Okay. Say for example, your parent as a your say mom is good in classical dance. Okay, dance is her interest and she's good in classical dance, and daughter is also good in dance. Okay, so there will be a method called dance in mother class and dance in the daughter class also. But daughter is good in western style, she is not good in the classical style, but she is good in the western style. So what will happen here? There is a relationship between the mother and daughter, some inheritance relationship is there, and both are doing dance only, but mother is doing a classical dance, so we are not going to use the same dance method in the daughter class. We will override the dance method with the style called western style. We will say that daughter is also good in dance only, so we need the dance method. What are the capabilities related to dance, everything will be applicable, but daughter is doing a western style show, we will be overriding the dance method. So this we call it as override. But you think about that, my neighbor's mom is good in classical dance and I am good in western style means there is no relationship. Okay, no like parent child relationship between me and my neighbor or the somebody else in my next street. For example, somebody else in my next street is good in dance and I'm also good in dance means there is no relationship between us. So it is not like overriding. That is different class and this is different class. So we will say that she is good in dance and I am good in dance. That's it. I'm not overriding my parent capabilities here. I am not doing any connectivity here. So we should be very clear enough. It should be two different class and there should be a relationship between those class. Then only we will say that it is a overriding. Is it clear?
Yeah,
The
you
overriding.
just
So,
one question.
yes, please.
Yeah, in overriding, so you are saying that the daughter can have different implementation. So in that case, can we have different return types, right, between those methods?
It should be same.
Oh, the return
See,
type should be the same.
style is the return type. Okay, in the example which I have taken, style is the return type. What is the so it's a string, right? So return type is string. So in the string, I can either say it's a classical string equal to the string style equal to classical, string style equal to western. So I'm returning a string.
Okay, okay, yeah, thanks.
Okay. So next concept, what we are going to discuss today is, before even coming this, I have left purposely one concept on the access control. I was explaining about the public and private concept only, and I purposely kept the protected concept aside because I want this inheritance to be completed. Then only it is good to have the productive discussion. So what I was telling in the access control is whenever you have a uh, private variable, you cannot access that in your uh, derived classes. Okay, that was the one I was telling you, right? That inheritance demo 2. Okay, this is the one I'm working on now. So what I was telling is Say for example, I have a, not this. So I was showing what the one thing like this. The private is there, right? This private name and private salary from the employee class, if I want to access in my manager class. So this is a manager class. I have done some extend something, right? If I want to use it here, it won't allow me. Okay, it was showing an error. Like yesterday I was showing this, right? With the like this, something like this I was showing, and it started throwing me a error stating that this is private, so you cannot access in the manager class. So I was using the concept called constructor, using the super keyword I was doing this. But I need some special thing. Okay, so it is manager class is not the regular class for the employee, right? It's a child class. I should not be treated differently like others. So parent and child means some extra benefit needs to be there compared to the other persons, right? So what we are expecting is, if a child is trying to access the data from the parent, it should allow, but it should not allow the other classes. If somebody else trying to do, it's not supposed to happen. At the same time, the child should get the benefit from the parent. At the same time, there should not be any security relaxation and all, like security, the data, everything should be kept properly. But only for the child, some relaxation we are expecting, some benefit is expecting. How we can do is instead of like private is the one I was telling yesterday. Say for example, I will introduce one more thing called one more variable I'm introducing, and I'm saying that string um, product variable. Just for this discussion I'm adding, we are not going to do any logic with this. Say for example, I'm having like this. I didn't define any type, like here private I mentioned, right? But in front of this I didn't mention any type. If I don't mention anything in Java, it will automatically consider that as public. The default access modifier is public if I don't specify anything. Not only in front of the variable, even in front of the class also. If I don't specify anything, I just started like class employee, it will automatically consider that as a public. That is a default data type. So here I am saying private, and this particular variable, this is an employee class, right? So I'm trying to access this here, where in the manager class I'm trying to access something like this. Okay, something, some it's a string, so I will say hi, something like that. It is saying that no, as a private access, so you cannot use it. But being a child, I need some benefit. So what I'm saying that I am a child class for this employee class, I should not be treated like others. I need some extra advantage. So in that case is what we can do is we can make this as productor. So once I make this as productor, if you go here, there is no error at all. So I'm very well able to access this protected variable of the employee class in my manager class without any problem. But if somebody else using the object also, when they try to create or when they try to modify or assign a value to this particular variable, it won't work, because there is no parent child relationship. It will function like a private variable for other classes. Only for the child class, it will function like a public variable. So that is the productor. Productor is partially public, partially private. To whom it will be public? It will be public to the child class. To whom it will be private? It will be private to the all other classes. So whenever you are in need of this, you can go for the productor, because you are not violating the private policies and all, like still you are following the private policy. Only for the child class you are making this change. Okay, this is called the productor. If you specify a variable as productor, it will be accessed in the derived class. Derived class is nothing but your child class, subclass. There are different names available, right? So it is accessed in the derived class. Producted variable cannot be accessed in other classes. We cannot access in any other class. So this is the one. and directly you cannot access. The other way to access, yesterday I was telling you. So now one more keyword, like yesterday I was telling about a keyword called what it is, super keyword. I was telling in interview, um, you will get this question: what is the super keyword, what is the final keyword? So now we are going to discuss about the final keyword. So final keyword can be used in front of a variable, in front of a method, in front of a class. Okay, so like this. So I was defining one okay, this is different. It is not related to it. For now I'm just adding. Okay, fine. I will use some other thing. What I will do is final int max underscore now equal to 50. Let me not disturb the other one. I'll keep like this. So if you look at this, I am using the keyword, the final keyword in front of a variable, and it should be something like this actually. So what is this final is, you would have heard about the concept called constant. Constant means we cannot change at all. Once you define it, it will be same throughout the program. When you have such variable declaration, you feel that you are not going to modify the value of the variable at all, then you can go for the final. So the meaning of final keyword in front of a variable is the value cannot be changed. For example, if you are keeping a final keyword name in front of a method, what will happen is, I'm sharing my screen again. Yes. So there are different options. In front of a variable, you cannot change the value. And in front of a method, so you're saying like public, string, println, something you're giving, right? If you're making it as final, public final string, and the method name if you're giving, you cannot override the method. It won't allow you to override the method. If you are override the concept I've shown, right? In employee class, I have a get salary, and I was trying to overwrite in my manager class. It allowed me because I didn't specify any special keyword there. It is a normal public, so I was not able to do it. If in case I made the method as final, I cannot override it. Whatever I specified in the employee class, that is final. Nobody else can modify it. Final means straightforward, the vocabulary meaning itself. Final means that is the last thing, nobody can change it. Variable means what change we will make, we will change the value, so that is not possible. Method means what change we will make, we will override the method later, that is not possible. And class, if you specify the class as final, you cannot inherit the class. So you cannot create a parent and child relationship. Parent and child means you cannot make that particular class as parent for any child. It will be an independent class only. So there are three ways. So in your interview, if they ask this question, so variable one, I've shown you in a demo. For example, one more thing. Here, if you look at this, I used a different naming convention because final means it's a constant. To differentiate the constant from other variables, you have to use a capital letter. Everything should be in the upper cases. So this will tell it's a final, it's a constant. Now coming back to our discussion, I was telling you, right? If I define a method as final, say here I'm using the keyword as final. Once I make this one as final, the get salary in my employee class as final, when I go back to my manager class, I was creating a override, right? For the previous demo, it won't work anymore because the get salary cannot override the get salary in employee because it is final. So I specified that final. So I'm locking the concept that nobody else can change the logic which I've added in my base class. If I really come across any such business requirement, I feel that I'm writing a code, this code should be the same. Somebody else, if they want to use it, they can use, but nobody else can override it. So I can do like this, final keyword. For example, if I am giving so I'll remove it to avoid the error for now. Okay. For example, if I'm giving the final keyword in front of a class like this, final class employee. Once I do, I get error in my inheritance concept. It is saying that, can you see some error? It is saying that cannot inherit from the class because the employee class is a final, so I cannot inherit it. Nobody else can inherit. Not only the manager class, whoever wanted, they cannot do it. So this is the usage of the final. Okay. So there are three things they will ask: final, finally, and finalize. What is the difference between these three? So final keyword I have covered now. I had to cover the other two keywords, finally and finalize. So I'll be covering as part of my exceptions and all, right? I will cover that finally block and other things. Any doubt in this producted and final?
No, we
Okay, thank you. So now one more hoops concept we are going to see. All interesting thing, but it's up to you, like how you comfortable with the example. If you're not clear about the concept, please do let me know. I will stop there itself. Okay, so we are going to see the concept called abstraction. So this is really needed in terms of your data security and other things. Like I'm correlating this with your regular pillars, because when you get into your real-time development, you should know what is the purpose of this concept. It is like anybody else can give the definition of the concept, but why I'm doing abstraction, why I'm doing a inheritance, you should know the purpose, so that when you develop an application, you will be knowing which hoops concept I have to use for this particular requirement. So abstraction is nothing but you will be using for your data security. Okay, you are going to keep your data secure. For that, you will be going for this abstractions. Let's take an example. In my screen, you can see two things. That is, when you are trying to teach your kid some addition, if you straight away go and tell your kid that 3 plus 5 equal to 8, 1 plus 7 equal to 8, in the beginning itself, very beginning itself, it will be very hard for them to understand. Nowadays, kids are smart. They can easily do this additions. They can say like 3 in the mind, 4 in the finger. They will do some songs, like something they will do. But still, concept wise, they won't feel comfortable because I'm telling them with some idea. I'm not telling them anything clearly. Okay. The opposite format is concrete. Concrete is nothing but the physical object. Instead of directly going to this logic, if I say that if I take a three building blocks, or if I take any two objects in one hand and two objects in another hand, and say that I have two in one hand, two in other hand, altogether how many? Can you say? Can you count like this? That is what like we used to teach our kids, like using the abacus, beads or something. That is the early stage of addition. When you introduce addition, that is the usual process we do. Why? It will be easily understandable. So concrete is nothing but refers to the physical object in real world. Abstraction is nothing but an idea or concept that does not exist physically in real world. So there is an idea, like who knows that 3 plus 5 equal to 8, I'm saying, but unless and until I correlate with the object, it's just an idea only. So abstraction is nothing but it's an idea, it's a concept, but it is not the actual implementation. So let's take an example. You are driving your car for so many days. You know that in your car you have your gearbox and your horn is there. You know that. But what is the mechanism of the gearbox? How the sound is working in your horn? We don't know. What is the internal logic? We don't know. Unless and until you are from mech background, like you have done something, you open by yourself and see it. Like most of us doesn't know what is the concept inside the gearbox, how it is working, what is the mechanism, nobody know. But we know using gearbox I can do these things, using horn I can do these things, I know the purpose of it, I know how to use it also, but how it works we don't know. The concept is called abstraction. I'm hiding the functionality. So abstraction means nothing but, the programmatic example here is, what is abstraction? If somebody says that, it is like hiding the implementation details and showing only the relevant data to user. Because being a user, I really don't want to understand what is inside, how many nuts are there, how many bolts are there in the gearbox. What I really want, how it works, what is the speed limit I can use the gears. So these are the things, the relevant information only shown to me, which is needed for the user, and hiding the implementation details. So this is called abstraction. Abstraction is nothing but hiding the implementation details and showing only the relevant data. The example is in car, if you have the gear and horn and other things. So one more example I'll be taking. Wait, I'll go to a method. So abstract method means we will have a method, only the declaration would be there, definition will be written in the derived. So I will be saying that I have an idea. I feel that in the somebody else is in a college, somebody, if they are logging into the college website, I feel that I want to give them, it's an internal website, it's not that it's not an internet, it's an intranet. Okay, it's an internal website. So if anybody from our college, if they are logging in, and if some student may log in, or some teacher may log in, or some staff may log in, anybody else can log in, whoever have username and password, if they log in, they have to get a welcome message stating that, hi student, hi teacher, hi staff. So some welcome message, if some college plans to show it, they came up with a requirement that for this particular college, we are creating a website, and in that website we want to show some message to the student and teachers and the staff when they log in. So that is their requirement. If that is the case, it's an idea. Showing a welcome message is an idea, but what needs to be shown to a teacher, what needs to be shown to the student, what needs to be shown to a staff, it depends upon their internal thing. Okay, so keeping idea in one class and adding the actual implementation in another class, this is the abstraction concept we are going to do. So abstract means a method having only declaration, definition will be in the derived class. In this case, the derived class is the teacher class, the staff class, and the student class, can only be used in the abstract class. So this I will explain with the demo itself now. So concrete class I've already told, a class which does not contain any abstract method. So if one abstract method is there, then we will call it as abstract class. If no abstract method is there, then we call it as normal, that concrete class. So without delay, I'll be running the demo so that you can understand. I was telling, right, no method, only declaration would be there, definition somewhere else there. So you might be confused. With no delay, I will explain the example which I have discussed now. That is that college example I have taken, right? So in one of the college, they are planning to do like this. So we will implement that also. Basically, abstraction means the understanding is hiding the information and showing only the relevant data to the user. That is the idea of the abstraction. So now I'm creating a new class, abstract demo. So here I'm creating a class called member. So everybody is a member of that college, right? Student, staff, and the teacher. Everybody are the member of that particular college. So class member, I'm having a variable called name. So member will have a name, right? The user, member, whichever names we want to give, we can give. and we are going to say that some welcome message we can give for the member. And I'm opening this. Usually for method declaration, what we will do, we will have this curly braces, and inside that we used to have the logic, right? Now I don't know what is the welcome message. I'm going to give it for the student. What is the welcome message? I'm going to use it for the teacher and the staff. So this, it's stuck here itself. I don't know the logic, but I have an idea only. I cannot define like this, right? Java, it's not accepting me. So what it is saying? Missing method body. So there is no body of the method, but still I want to keep. What is the option? It's saying that declare that as a abstract. So what I have to do here? I have to use a keyword called abstract and say that it is the abstract method. So don't expect the body of the method. Body of the method will be there in the member another class. So I have defined like this. Again I am getting a method. Okay, sorry, error. What error is saying? Abstract method in non-abstract class. So what it is saying? If you want to use a abstract method means a method without body, just an idea means you have to use that abstract method only in the abstract class. So here I've specified a normal class, so this won't be working at all. So what I have to do? I have to change the class as abstract class. So now if you have at least one abstract method, then the class should be a abstract class. The other way around is abstract class will have a abstract method. So this is the way we are doing. So I have created an idea. I have an idea that I want to show a welcome message. Now I have a class called student, and in this class what I do is something else. So there will be some method like study and competition, whatever, maybe exam. So many methods you can have it. I'm not adding because we are mainly concentrating on the abstract, how it's work and all. So I'm keeping all those logic aside. But for a student class, you can have n number of methods. What are the activity the student is doing? Those are all the methods. You can keep it here. I'm not going into that because our concept, today's concept is abstract. So what I'm doing is student is also a member. So inheritance concept is coming, right? Student is a member. So whenever is a member is there, whenever is a relationship is there, I can go for the inheritance concept. So I'm introducing the inheritance concept between these two classes. This is done, but it's showing me error. Why it is showing? Immediately I create the parent and child relationship. It is throwing me error stating that class student must either be declared abstract. So what it is saying? Either I have to make this class also an abstract, because whenever I do this parent child relationship, I am able to access all the methods in the parent class. So obviously this abstract method will be part of the student class also. So whenever already we have seen, right? Whenever the abstract method is there, we have to make the corresponding class as abstract. So I can either go for that option, that is I can make the student class as abstract, or implement the abstract method welcome in the member. So what it is saying, you have to add the implement is nothing but add the body for that particular method. I just have the welcome message, the idea alone I have, but now I'm going to add the body of the method. So I'm coming into this. I have to override. Why I have to override? Because in base class already I have a welcome message method is there. If I want to use the same method name here, the only concept is I have to use a override. Now I'm giving the actual implementation. That is, if a student logs in, I'm saying that hello student. Okay, so I have done like this. Later on, I have one more class. That is, it's college means it's not only student, right? Staff would be there, lecture professors would be there. So I have another class called teacher, and this teacher class is also extending because teacher is also a member of the college. So immediately when I say like this, it is implements the method. So now for teacher, I want to show a different message. Hello teacher, welcome teacher, whatever I want, I can give it. So now what is this happening here? This is called abstraction. That is, idea is in my base class, but actual implementation is in the derived class. So derived class means child class. So based upon the need, student class, I am showing student or come to college early, come on time, you have exam on so and so date. Whatever message I want to do, I can do it for student. Similarly, for the teacher, what are the relevant message I want to show to them whenever they log into the site? I'm planning to show some relevant message for the teacher instead of hi user. That is not attractive, right? So nowadays people are trying to give some different creative ideas. So for teacher, they're planning to give a different idea. So here I'm doing, that is hello teacher, some message I'm doing. So this is called abstraction. That is, you are hiding the information in one class and you are implementing that in the other class. Okay, now let's see what are the different things I can do with this class. That is, I'm going to my demo class. So already three classes we have seen: member class, student class, and teacher class. So student and teacher were creating the inheritance between the member and student. One inheritance is happened, and between the member and teacher, one inheritance we have done. That is over. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to work on the object oriented things. Like I'm going to create some objects. So for student class, I'm creating an object. So usual process, new student. Okay, I'm done. It's working. Similarly for teacher class, I'm creating one object. This is also done. Now what I'm trying to do, I want to create the object for the member class because member class is also a class, right? So I'm trying to create a object for the member class. Okay, let me not go into that concept now. That I will cover it later. This inheritance. I'll take one simple example. Yes, I'm trying to create the object for the member class. It is not allowing me. Why? Member is the abstract and you cannot instantiate it. Instantiate means you cannot create the object for it. This you have to keep it in mind. I purposely write this code because you may get a question that can I create an object for the abstract class. You may not think that everything is a class, so I can create an object. I cannot create a object for the abstract class because it is abstract, like it has only the idea, doesn't have implementation. Say for example, I'm creating one object. Well, usually what we will do, using an object, I'll be calling a method, I'll be doing some activity. But here when I call that welcome message, what is there? It's a empty method, no activity at all. So it is not possible. You cannot create object for the abstract class. Okay, so instead of that, what I can do, so this is not possible. Line number 29 is not possible. I'm commenting and keep it for your reference later. So, but still I feel that I want to access the method. How can I do? So this welcome message, it is implemented in two classes. That is, in student class also it is implemented, and in the teacher class also is implemented. So if I'm really in need of using the welcome message, means what I have to do? I have to create it for the either student class or a teacher class. So by doing like this, I can create a object. Okay, so now let's go back. Whatever I've discussed now in the demo, The same thing we will see it in the presentation. So I've told that abstract method means a method having only declaration. Yes, the welcome message in the base class has only the declaration, no body of the method. Definition will be written in the derived class. That's what we have done. The definition for the welcome message we have done in the student class and also in the teacher class. Can only be used in the abstract class. That also I demonstrated. That is, immediately I made a method as abstract. It was showing that the class name also should be using the abstract. That keyword I have to mention. So that also. Okay. Now we are going to discuss. So far I was explaining about abstract method. These are other things related to abstract method. What is abstraction and all. Now let's see what is abstract class. Contains at least one abstract method. So abstract class, if I specify a class as abstract class, means at least one method should have the keyword called abstract. That also we have demonstrated. Cannot create object for abstract class directly. That also I have demonstrated. When I say member M1 equal to new member, it was not working, it errored out. So directly I was not able to do. We can subclass the abstract class, and the abstract class method implementation will be available to all of its parent class. So that's what I have done. That is, I made a statement called member M1 equal to new student. So using the new student, that is the subclass, I was able to implement it. An abstract class may also include non-abstract methods. Non-abstract method means what? The regular methods without the abstract keyword. So apart from a abstract method, I can have a normal method also in the class. It won't create any problem at all. So these are the things we have related to abstract. Any doubt in this abstraction? Basically what we are doing is we are writing the data. Whatever it is needed, that only we are showing to the user. User in the sense
Yeah,
the other classes. Okay.
yeah,
So
no doubt,
now,
Shiv.
okay, thank you. So we will see, like that day when I was telling about this interfaces, right? I've purposely skipped one concept called multiple inheritance. Sorry, when I was discussing the inheritance concept, I was telling about this hierarchical, single, multi-level and all. I purposely skipped the multiple inheritance because there are some challenges for the multiple inheritance of a class. So the challenge I will be demonstrating. Usually people will say multiple inheritance is not possible, not possible. Let's see why it is not possible. Then I will show you how to do it also, how to do the multiple inheritance. So the
Yeah,
solution for that also. So problem statement and the solution. So both the things we are going to discuss now.
yeah, UV, just one question here. So the last statement, it says an abstract class can have non-abstract methods, right? So how do we access those methods? So anyway, they're coming through inheritance, right? In that way only, right?
Yeah, I can access here. See, I have the parent and child relationship established, right? In the teacher
Okay,
class,
okay,
I can very well access the method.
okay, okay. Yeah.
Using this T1 object, those methods are all visible.
Okay. So, will we ever require any object for M1? No, never will require that, right?
That's what you have created. See, if I do like this, what it will do is the non-abstract methods will be displayed here. Okay. Whatever say,
Okay,
something
okay, got it.
saying,
Yeah.
some dummy method I'm having, everything will be displayed here. Only for the abstract method, it will go and use the implementation of the student.
Okay,
Whatever I implemented here, right? That logic will come here. If
okay.
I
Yeah.
replace this with the teacher, here instead of student, if I give teacher, whatever logic I implemented for teacher will come. I'll run this
Okay.
also.
So, what is the advantage of putting that member? We can as well put student there, right? Instead of putting
Yes.
member there, we can put student
Mhm.
as well, right?
Here you're saying, right? In this place.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what. If you have any other method, non-abstract method, and that method if you want to access it, then you need the object of M1, correct?
Okay, okay.
So for now our discussion, I made only one method in this particular member, that is welcome message. I may have some other methods also, something like a registration, a reset password, some methods I have here and some logic I have here. And that method if I want to access, then I need the object for this.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Yeah, thank you.
Hmm? You're welcome. So now we are going to discuss, let me sort out this error. Somewhere it is showing me error. What is this error? This out, this out, here, here. Did you delete any stuff? This is here. Next up, next up. And then, yes. So multiple inheritance concept. We have few minutes. Let me see. So I have a class called A, and I have a method called display. Simple method. So this method, when somebody calls, I'll be going to display some message like inside class A. I have, okay. Let's see. Already a class is already available in the package in one of the demo I was using. So it was saying that there is a class already available. So let me use some other class name. So class demo B. So one more class I'm having, and here also I have the display method. And now you see when I type the same display method, you don't see the override annotation at all, because this is separate class, this is separate class, there is no relationship at all. So I can very well keep the same name in different classes, same name for the method in different classes. Unless and until there is a relationship between that, it won't show me an error, it won't ask me to do the override concept at all. So in this display, inside this display, I'm going to show some message called inside class B. Similarly, I am planning to have a class demo C, and this class what it's doing is it extends the B class, that is demo B class. And here, okay, this is done. No, nothing. I'm keeping as it is, just some empty class. I'm going into my demo class where I usually create my main method. Inside this, I'm saying that I'm creating an object for this demo C class. So this C equal to new demo C. So I created an object. Now I'm saying that C dot display. So let me explain again. I have a class called demo A, and inside that there is a method called display, and it displaying some log statement. Similarly, I have another thing called demo B, and this is also having a display class and it is displaying some log. And both the class as the display method, the name of the method is same, argument, everything is same, but still it is not concurreting with each other because there is no relationship between these two. These two are two different classes, so it is not creating any mess here. Now I'm creating another class called demo C, and now I'm introducing a relationship between this B class and C class. uh, I'm not doing any logic here, just the demo, right? So I'm keeping as it is. And inside my multiple inheritance demo class, I have my main method, and I'm creating object for the demo C class. Using the object, I'm calling the display. Now it will go to which display? Because this class C doesn't have any display method at all, but it is extending this demo B, right? So obviously the display method inside the demo B will be called and this particular text will be displayed. So I'm doing like this. It's compiling. So it is saying inside B. On the other hand, if I create the parent and child relationship instead of B class, if I say A, okay, so I'm making the A as the parent for the C class and I'm running again. So now previously it was showing that inside class B. Now when I change it, where it will go? This display. This code I didn't change at all. This code is same. So I'm saying C.display. This time it went to the inside class A because I've created the parent and child relationship between the C and the A class. So in A class there is a method called display and it is displaying. If in case if I really want to do the multiple, okay, you should be clear, it is not multi-level, it is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means making both demo A and demo B as the parent for C. And still I'm using the same code means it will be confusing because if I say C.display, this particular code gets some problem because in A class also I have a display method, in B class also I have a display method, both are having same argument, so it will create a problem. So if you allow multiple inheritance, it will be confusing to select the correct display method. So overriding a display method in class C is confusing because if I want to really do a override concept, so I told right whenever you are establishing a parent and child relationship, obviously if I want to do a override I can do it, but if I say to override display means which base class it is going to override because both the class has a display method, so it will be confusing. So we are not going for the multiple inheritance for a class. Okay, both are super classes. Class A is also super, class B also super, so we cannot use super keyword also. So sometimes people used to say that, oh, you have confusion, right? To access the parent class you can use a super keyword, but just think about that. If I make two of them as my parent, what will happen? Which is super class here? Okay, that's why we are not allowing the multiple inheritance for a class. So that I want to understand. For class, multiple inheritance is not possible. There is no saying that in Java there is no concept of multiple inheritance. No, in Java there is a concept of multiple inheritance, but it is not for the class. Okay, so where it is there, I'll cover it in the next session. How we can do multiple inheritance, we will continue in tomorrow's session. Okay, any doubt in this so far?
Yeah, no doubts.
No,
Okay,
Yogesh.
then we can end today's session here. Thanks for joining. We'll connect to the next session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.